a fascinating interest in politics and public service. How would you like to also learn about his interest in the process of making movies? How would you like to learn about his newfound skills he's going to use in the upcoming future? Today's guest will talk about these and other unique experiences he encountered over the last several years. The Humanities Mass Communications Department at Norwalk Community College presents The New Directors, the show that introduces you to television's future writers, directors, and personalities. Now, join our host, Michael Fiore, to meet the next new director.
Thank you for joining us for today's edition of The New Directors. All of the people involved with this program are students in the television production course and are directing, switching, controlling audio, operating cameras, and acting as talent for the first time today. The guests you will meet on this show are students who, when not on camera, are behind the scenes working hard to bring this program to you with as few mistakes as possible. Each student has written and directed 4 different productions. This program will give them the chance to talk about themselves and the productions they've created and give you the chance to get to know them and enjoy some of the work they've done during the semester. Our guest today is a person who has a great interest in the political field as well as committing his work to public service. We would like you to meet today's guest, Matt Hennessey.
Thank you for having me.
So we know you have a fascinating interest in politics and public service. Please tell us what got you started and what your views are.
Well, my interest started back during the second Bush administration. Basically, that's why I started studying global warming and climate change, and I saw online how the Bush administration had poor track record. And so I basically petitioned the White House. Like after 2005 with Hurricane Katrina, I petitioned the White House to do better, and apparently they have not done so. And moving forward, I also got to meet Robert F. Kennedy Jr. During a nature event, so I could learn more about his research. And after that, I got into the political field, where I worked for 2 state senate campaigns and 1 national campaign. And after the tragic shooting at Sandy Hook in 2012, where my brother was actually a emergency responder there, I began advocating for common sense gun legislation to help better protect our country, because I can't stand to see another family suffering through another tragedy after what we've seen going on in Newtown, Vegas, Charleston, and this is too much. So I've seen how Congress works. I've taken a few trips there with my wife. I got to meet Senator Richard Blumenthal and State Senator Ted Kennedy Jr. and Chris Murphy. And they all agree with me that we need to do a better job when it comes to gun legislation. Because after what happened in Newtown, Charleston, Aurora, Orlando, it's like, way too much. If Congress, if they pass H.R. 8, which has been held up since April, we could do a lot. We do a lot more better work because this bill would help. Because back in '94, when Bill Clinton signed the same legislation into law, it worked for 10 years. Mass shootings have gone down dramatically. So if we try to push them to better that, it will really help the cause.
Very interesting. Could you tell us why you decided to take the film and TV production course?
I decided to take it because I have. Ever since I was little, I had a big fascination into movies. And I remember the first big movie I saw was the first Jurassic Park movie as it came out. And I was seeing all the special effects and everything. It was completely unbelievable. And while I was growing up, my hometown, New Milford, north of Danbury, I got the chance to see 3 Hollywood movies being filmed there. We got to see Mr. Deeds with Adam Sandler. There was Six Wives of Henry Lefay with Tim Allen, and The Private Lives of Piper Lee, where I got to hang out with Keanu Reeves more than a few times because my mom's friend owned a shop right next to where the set is, so I was able to freely walk on and off set and got to see him, and he's a really nice guy. And so I really loved the process of the behind-the-scenes stuff, and also my wife and I are hoping to start our own YouTube channel soon, where we have a whole bunch of projects in the works right now, and we're very excited, looking forward to it.
What are some of the most useful things you've learned in the course?
We learned about how to use these the new camcorders because, and it was like a learning process because the technology really advanced. And also we learned about storyboarding and about camera placement and choosing the right scene, the setting for the scene. So that way we could get all the right shots in order to tell the story. And also we learned how to use Avid and basically all the technical behind the scenes stuff, which I'm hoping to use in the future.
Please tell us about the cup of tea sequence, the student studies, fall foliage, and the orange project you've created.
Yes, first I'd like to talk about the cup of tea project. Basically, I first created a storyboard and sketch out camera placement diagrams and a shot sheet. I used basic camera techniques, including close-ups, to keep the viewer's attention where I wanted it. My wife was my actress for all my projects, which is great, and I also took close-ups of still shots in order to piece it all together the right way.
Beautiful shots.
Yeah, so I'm a little OCD when it comes to blending it all together perfectly. Boy, I want a cup of tea right now.
Looks delicious.
Thank you. Second was my student studies project. I learned to script and use storyboards and how to key in titles. I used video angle techniques that I had learned previously in my cup of tea film. I refined close-ups to convey action and emotion, and I did a lot of fast cutting on the action to keep the story moving. As see, she's really enjoying herself. Next is my New England fall foliage project. For this one, we shot in 3 locations in Stamford, Greenwich, and New Canaan, and used the 6 guidelines for good composition, including simplifying the scene, the rule of thirds, lines of grace, emotional lines, and framing techniques. We used camera techniques such as the poor man's dissolve, rack focus, continuous zoom in and outs. I then edited the shots and added titles and music.
All beautiful locations.
Thank you. It's very hard to try at that time to try to find the colors. In the orange project, my wife and I created a script about a character's love for the orange before she later lost it. I used 20 minutes of raw footage to create a 3-minute story using cutaways and filming in several different locations to get the perfect footage in order to tell the story.
Oh, it's like the orange is having dinner.
Yeah, he loves video games too.
So out of those 4 projects, there must be one that you either had a really good time doing or shows off your skills. Tell us a little bit more about one and what made it stand out.
Yes, the best project that my wife and I worked on is the cup of tea project, and we had a lot of fun with it. Here are cutting together shots of my wife coming into the kitchen to help herself to a cup of tea. It may appear we're using multiple cameras when we were only using one.
The music really goes with the tea vibe.
The kitchen store does a perfect setup to do this project, framing her in the kitchen and doing several cuts on the action, which then utilized in my following student studies project. I also included the natural sounds of the action to blend the music in order to make it a calm and relaxing environment.
You mentioned the variety of things you've learned in this course. What are the most interesting and important skills you've learned, and how will you put them to use?
What I learned mostly is the technical aspects, where we were learning the storyboarding, the Avid, and all the editing of the shots, and especially the sound, and basically get the timing just right in order to tell a good story. And I'm hoping to use all these skills that I've learned for our new YouTube channel. My wife and I are going to be starting. We've got a whole bunch of projects right now in the making, and we're still playing it out. And hopefully we'll be able to launch it soon. It will detail a whole bunch of different subjects that affect our lives, like, and also probably throw some funny videos as well for those that have a little bit of humor. So we're hoping that it's a great success, and we hope that you sign up.
Well, today we got to meet someone who shared with us his important views on the political front. As a new TV director, he hopes to apply what he has learned here at NCC to launch his new upcoming YouTube channel, which would focus on important issues that affect us all today. He also plans to use the new knowledge from TV1 to create exciting videos in the future. We would like to thank Matt Hennessey for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
We hope you enjoyed meeting one of television's future directors, and we hope you will continue to join us each week to watch our progress. Thank you and have a great day.
This has been The New Directors with your host, Michael Fiore, directed by Gabriel Pineda. I'm your announcer, William K. The New Directors is a Norwalk Community College student production.